What's up, guys? I'm Mikekorzemba, and I am back with another episode of NBA Conspiracies. Now today we are again looking at the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. In 1997, Michael Jordan played in what is now called the flu game. In the game, he dominated the Jazz, going off for 38 points and leading the Bulls to a huge win. But that's where we have our story. Was Jordan sick with the flu, or was he sick with something else? Let's dive into another Michael Jordan conspiracy.
Leading up to the 1997 NBA Finals, Michael Jordan had already solidified his reputation as one of the all-time greats. He was an MVP, he was a champion, and he was one of the greatest competitors of all time. That said, if anyone out there still doubted Jordan's desire to win, those doubts were put to rest during Game 5 of the NBA Finals. With the series even at 2 games apiece, the Bulls were in desperate need of a win. Unfortunately, as the tip-off time grew closer, reports began to come in indicating that Jordan was so sick that he could barely stand up on his own. And you know what happens next. Despite obvious signs that he was sick, Jordan played 44 minutes and finished with 38 points, leading the Bulls to a huge Game 5 win and leaving the public in awe of his willingness to compete. However, the question still remains, was Jordan sick with the flu, or was he sick with something else?
Now, after some research, I have determined that there are 3 possible conditions that could have affected Jordan's play during the 1995 NBA Finals. The first is, of course, the flu. The second is food poisoning, and the third is that he was hungover. Now, the only one I am confident he did not have is the flu.
During the broadcast of Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, Marv Albert famously announced to the world that Michael Jordan was sick with the flu.
This Jordan arriving about 2 hours ago. He is suffering from flu-like symptoms.
Because of this, the public had no reason to question the reason for Jordan's sickness, and the nickname for Jordan's performance, the flu game, was born.
Now remember, this was 1997, back before social media, back before the rise of the internet detective. If Marv Albert said something on air, a lot of people would just accept it as fact without ever looking into it. However, quotes from people close to the situation at the time paint a different picture of Jordan's illness.
On the day following Game 5 of the NBA Finals, 3 articles in the Chicago Tribune attribute Jordan's sickness to food poisoning. In 2012, Phil Jackson stated in an interview that Ron Harper believed that Jordan had food poisoning. And to cap it all off, in a 2013 interview, Jordan's trainer, Tim Grover, stated that Jordan got food poisoning the night before the game from a bad pizza. And on top of all of this, if Jordan really did have the flu, wouldn't it be risky to have him play and expose him to all of his teammates and even the other team? As long as flu symptoms are showing, the flu is contagious, and the symptoms were certainly showing during this game. Also, the flu normally lasts a week, or at least longer than 1 day. Jordan was fine for Game 6. Meanwhile, food poisoning symptoms match what Jordan had during Game 5 and are known to go away quicker than the flu.
And so it appears that Jordan did not have the flu during his Game 5 performance because everyone who was close to the situation said he had food poisoning. So if he was sick, it appears that a bad pizza was the culprit. However, there is one other possibility as to why Jordan was so sick during Game 5. Instead of having food poisoning, maybe Jordan was hungover.
Michael Jordan's love of gambling and partying is no secret to anyone who has followed his career. He frequently partied the day before games and was even seen in Atlantic City at 4 a.m. the night before Game 2 of the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals, which certainly means it's possible that Jordan was out partying before a finals game. Right? Jalen Rose has spent a substantial amount of time inside the NBA's inner circle. A 13-year NBA vet, Jalen is known for his connections throughout the league, which is what makes his comments on Jordan's flu game so interesting. While filming a podcast with Dave Jacoby and Bill Simmons, Jalen said the following.
Michael Jordan's flu game, 1998. Flu or hungover?
When you go to one of your favorite restaurants, you can order things single, a la carte, or you can order a combo meal. I would think that was a number 3 combo meal.
And so, if reading through the rather obvious lines, Rose is clearly indicating that Jordan was both hungover and sick with some kind of bug, which makes sense. Again, Jordan was a notorious partier and surely played with some kind of hangover before, which means that up until this point, he had never shown these kind of symptoms from just a simple hangover. Now, if he was hungover during Game 5, there had to be something adding on to his condition to make him appear as sick as he did.
Now, with Jalen's account on record, let's go back to Tim Grover. Grover claims that he was with Jordan during the bad pizza, and he tells the full tale on True Hoop TV.
Now you say you wrote it kind of like we would know this, but blew my mind. Michael Jordan was poisoned for the flu game?
Yes, 100% poisoned for the flu. Everyone called it a flu game, but we sat there and we were in the room. We were in Park City, Utah, up in a hotel. Room service stopped like at 9 o'clock. Then he got hungry, and we really couldn't find any other place to eat. So we ordered he said, hey, the only thing I could find is a pizza place. So he said, all right, order pizza. We had been there for a while, so everybody knew what hotel. I mean, Park City, there's not many hotels back then. Right. So everybody kind of knew where we were staying. So we ordered pizza. They come to deliver it. 5 guys come to deliver this pizza. And I take the pizza, and I tell them, I said, I got a bad feeling about this.
You told him?
I said, I just got a bad feeling about this. And, you know, he just, out of everybody in the room, he was the only one that ate.
Now, doesn't this story just set up all kinds of red flags? 5 guys delivered the pizza. Grover knew from the beginning that something was wrong. Jordan, for some reason, was the only one who ate. I mean, maybe things did happen the way Grover said they did, but I don't know. It just feels off to me. Tim Grover was close to Michael Jordan. This wasn't just some random relationship. So if he had a bad feeling from the start about all of this, why would he let Jordan eat the pizza? Plus, 5 guys came to deliver it in Utah? I don't know. It just kind of seems like they're trying to play into the whole Utah poison Jordan thing.
And finally, there are at least 2 more people who claim that Jordan was out drinking the night before Game 5. Jamal Tinsley believes that Jordan possibly went to Vegas the night before the game and wrote, "But where everyone remembers flu game, I remember hangover game." And Matt Gokis, Marv Albert's color man, provided an equally interesting take from the media's perspective. Taken from Michael Jordan, The Life by Roland Lazenby, he recalled that, according to the stories and rumors, he, Michael Jordan, was supposedly at Robert Redford's chalet up in the Utah mountains playing poker all night and partying too hard.
Now, with all of this said, I still don't really know what happened. I definitely don't think he had the flu because even papers were reporting the next day that he had food poisoning. And he definitely might have had food poisoning. I mean, it was in the papers the next day. A lot of people said he had food poisoning. It's a possibility. However, I think it's also a possibility that he was drinking the night before and then also had some kind of stomach virus. And to be honest, as I was doing research, that idea kind of grew on me, mostly because of Tim Grover. That story just seems off. It just seems like he's covering for something. He's claiming that 5 Utah pizza delivery men poisoned Michael Jordan the day before the game. This sounds like a bad plot to a movie. But regardless, Jordan did play sick and he did dominate, which again is just insane and major respect to him. And that's about all we have for today, guys. If you enjoyed this kind of video, I recommend subscribing. You don't have to, but I do a ton of NBA content, got a lot of videos already on the channel, and I have so much planned for this channel. It's gonna be awesome. Get ready for it. And other than that, have an awesome day, guys, and thank you for watching.